Another road blog. I'm Buck Lightning, your host. I got two subjects for you today that roll into one. There's a girl on the internet that she's been trying to get famous lately. She's part of a group called Antifa. Antifa is short for anti-fascists, if you've never heard of them before. They've been making a little noise. They've been causing riots over the last couple of months, particularly in the city of Berkley. See, Antifa sounds like a good idea. Anti-fascists. Well, that's nice, right? You know, I don't like fascists. Do you like fascists? No, nobody likes fascists. This is America. But this group, which is an international group, they actually were doing some stuff in France a couple of days ago as well. I don't know if they're hypocrites or hipsters, or if they're just fucking stupid. I'm willing to believe that they're the last two. They definitely give off that vibe. But in spite of the fact that they call themselves anti-fascists, they behave in a manner which is incredibly fascist. They attack, and by attack I mean violently, anyone who disagrees with their positions. And that seems to be their only real goal there, is to actually assault people that they consider quote-unquote fascists. So last week in Berkeley, California, where several Antifa riots have broken out, some Trump supporters had enough and decided they were going to have a pro-freedom of speech Trump rally. You know, now, regardless of whether or not you like Donald Trump or his supporters, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you have a right to peaceable assembly in this country. But they knew that and anticipated that Antifa would show up, because that's what Antifa does. So they went to the city of Berkeley and the University of Berkeley, University of California, Berkeley, and said, hey, look, these people are going to show up. They're going to be violent. They're going to assault people. They're going to throw things at us, including bottles, bricks, whatever they have at the time. And you need to have the police on hand, and they need to do something. And the city and the university agreed with one condition, and that being that no one in the rally would be armed. So they said okay, and that's fine. And the Trump supporters showed up for their rally, and Antifa showed up, and then, you guessed it, the cops did nothing. Now, all reports say that what actually happened is that the cops were ready to go, and they received orders to stand down and do nothing. And the police were not particularly happy about watching people get assaulted. So this turned into a fight, like a good old-fashioned street, well, not old-fashioned, but definitely a street fight. The Antifa people were throwing bottles, some of which supposedly had like M80s in them, so that they would explode and send glass everywhere, creating shrapnel. There are definite reports that they had M80s that they were throwing. And there's been this picture going around of this girl who, I guess the easiest way to describe it would be that she looks like a street urchin. She looks like, you know how you're like driving, and on the side of the road you'll see some chick. She's white, she's got a nose ring, she's got like a shitty half-assed dreadlock deal going on, and usually they'll have a dog and tattoos, and they'll be wearing a sign that says, just trying to see the world, anything helps. And then, you know, you give them the finger and you go on about your business because they're not really homeless, they're just assholes. Those type of people. That's what she looks like. Anyway, there are pictures of this girl throwing bottles and stuff like that. But the picture that's been mostly circulating has been her getting punched. The person who punched her is apparently a famous white nationalist. He's been called different things. I've heard people call him a white supremacist, a white nationalist, a neo-Nazi. And it's really hard in this day and age to tell whether these people are actually any of those things. There are quite a lot of them are white nationalists. And all these terms have specific meanings. And there is some crossover between white supremacy, white nationalism, and neo-Nazis. But it's not all the same thing. In any case, he was on the pro-freedom of speech side. So just to reiterate the irony here, the anti-fascists were violently attacking the pro-freedom of speech neo-Nazi. Well, they weren't all neo-Nazis, but that guy possibly was. So there's that. So he assaults this chick, punches the fuck out of her, and there's a picture of it that's been going around the internet, and I think there's video as well, and people are going, look at this white supremacist attacking this poor girl. This poor girl, again, has been visually shown to throw glass bottles at people. She's not innocent. She's an Antifa member. She was wearing a mask at the time because Antifa uses a tactic called black bloc, or the black bloc has certain tactics. One of which is they wear all concealing black clothing, including covering their faces so they can't be recognized. And there's a number of violent tactics that they use, one of which is that they create sort of a human barricade and they grab random members of whoever they're assaulting, drag them into the crowd, and beat the shit out of them. So that's the type of person we're talking about here. She's one of them. So you might be thinking like, well, Buck, you're not actually saying that you support a white supremacist attacking a girl. Yes, I do. I'm not a fan of white supremacy. I think he should take a deep, hard look at his life. Find Jesus, maybe. I mean, I haven't found Jesus. I'm not sure. Maybe he's in a cave somewhere. But maybe he could find Jesus and really take a good hard look at like his values and all that. And I'm totally in favor of that. But in this particular instance, I'm with him. Like, they're trying to make this chick out to be some kind of goddamn martyr. She had some sort of photo session where that looks very much like a terrorist propaganda photo. She's sitting in what looks like her grandmama's old dining chair from the 70s. She's got a big Antifa flag behind her, a big black Antifa flag. She's wearing a mesh shirt with nothing underneath it, so you can see like her titties and shit, because even though I'm I fight fascism and I assault people with dangerous objects and and I'm violent and I'm stupid, even though I fight fascism, I'm also a woman. And you need to respect that and respect my femininity and find me sexy. Even though I don't wash my hair, I am beautiful and I have nipples that you must see. Anyway, so she's got all that going on, and she looks like a dirty neo-Nazi kind of. She's got that kind of deal going on. And the only reason you know that she is not like a neo-Nazi is because A, there is an Antifa flag behind her. Even though ideologically they do have similarities. And B, she has a swastika pin with a red line through it. Which sort of, visually, it doesn't really accomplish much. My first thought was, why was she wearing a Nazi swastika? And then I saw the red line. I was like, oh, okay, she's telling us that she's not a Nazi. Oh, not a great point taken. But so this chick's trying to be famous and like I said, they're trying to make her seem like a martyr, like, oh, this poor girl was assaulted by the mean white supremacist Nazi Hitler Satan. Look, I was raised to believe that you should never hit a woman, and I'm absolutely down with that. I've never hit a woman. I don't foresee any situation where I would hit a woman, you know, mostly because I don't tend to hang around violent people. And I believe that. I believe that, you know, as a man, like, you shouldn't hit a woman. That's not the same as saying some women don't deserve to be hit. Because, quite frankly, some of you bitches do need to be fucking slapped from time to time. There's this thing that some women believe, I don't even know to say most, but some women believe that because it's not okay for a man to hit a woman, that makes it cool for a woman to hit a man. And fuck that. Fuck that, okay? I actually, you know, this is going to make me sound like an asshole, but I actually enjoy when I watch these videos where a woman is assaulting a man and he finally has enough and just slaps the fuck out of her. There's one that went around the internet for a while that I loved, of this old black man driving a bus. And this chick, there's a chick punching him in the head, and, you know, she's genuinely assaulting him. Finally has enough. He pulls over, and he fucking, like, Ken from Street Fighter uppercuts her, like Hadouken, like fucking uppercuts the fuck out of her, and she falls down, and he looks at her and he says, if you're gonna act like a man, I'm gonna treat you like a man. And that guy's a fucking hero. You know why? Because that shit needs to be said. If you're gonna step in the ring, you better put on gloves, bitch. I don't think that you should, as a man, generally hit a woman, but the second that you decide that you're going to attack someone, there will be consequences. If I walked into a bar right now and there was like a giant biker dude, I walked up to him and I grabbed a pool cue and I cracked him over the head. And then he grabbed me by the throat and I said, hey, what are you doing? What do you mean you're going to hit me? You're bigger than me. You're tougher than me. You can't hit me. I can hit you. I'm the weaker person. I can hit you. You can't hit me back. That's bullshit. Would anyone come to my side, or would they say, why the fuck did you hit him? What did you think was going to happen? Did you think he was just going to stand there and be assaulted by you? Fuck that. No. You see, as adults in a civilized society, we are to understand that there are consequences to our actions. And if you, you know, proverbially speaking, write checks that your ass can't cash, shit goes down. That's just fucking common sense. And that's the thing that we're lacking in society today. We don't expect people to actually take responsibility for their actions and actually think things through. You know? So, do I think it's great that a woman was hit? Again, generally speaking, no. And in this instance, fuck yeah. And if she does it again, if she shows up to another Antifa rally and she gets beaten up, or something actually worse happens to her, I'll think, well, that's a shame, but fuck, I don't care. That's life. And I guess that's all I have to say about that. But seriously, like, in general, like, how about we make this rule? I don't think men should hit women. I don't think women should hit men. I don't think, unless there's some extraordinary circumstance, anyone should be hitting anyone. Let's all actually be adults and be civilized and realize that violence is rarely necessary in life. And then we'll all be better off for it. How about that one? I've been Buck Lightning. This has been a Road Blog. I'm out.